Alright, what is up guys, it is Stormback here with another video, and in this one, I'm bringing you the full story of Naruto the Green Lantern. Now, I wrote this story myself, and it took a while to write, so that's why there hasn't been any videos in a good while, so sorry about that. But before the video begins, if you like the content you're seeing, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. I mean, they're all free, so why not? If you want some dope channel merch, the link to that will be down in the description below. And if you want to see more of me, be sure to go check out my other channels and go follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, which will all be linked down below. But without further ado, why don't we just dive right on in. In the beginning, there was only darkness, but then the universe was born, and with it came the light. The light which included every color of the spectrum, and time began to pass. In the first few billion years of the universe, life was thrown into chaos, death, all across existence. But one race had enough. They were known as the Guardians of the Universe, beings that had seen the atrocities occurred, and so they desired to create a core, which would stop these atrocities from happening ever again. So they took from the light the color green, which held the power of will. The Guardians then created the first ring, and with that, the first being that would have the will to stop whatever threat may harm the universe. The first Green Lantern. As the eons passed, many Green Lanterns have come and gone, but this is the story of a certain Green Lantern. The story of a boy who was given nothing and had no one, but withstood it through sheer willpower, all because of a dream. This is the story of that boy. The story of Naruto Uzumaki. "Get the hell out of here, you goddamn demon brat," yelled an angry store owner who had thrown Naruto out for just being inside. "Yeah, well, your store probably sucked anyway," Naruto yelled back. "What was that, punk?" The store owner heard Naruto and began to chase after him. Naruto, seeing this, sprinted away into an alley and through Konoha. Naruto looked back as he was running and he realized he lost the store owner, and that he was now on the outskirts of the village and near the forest, so he just decided that he would catch his food tonight. He came across a pond and sharpened a stick to catch some fish. He caught some, and as he was cooking it over the fire and about to eat it, he saw something overhead. It looked like some type of flying piece of metal of some kind that crashed near where he was. Curious, Naruto ran over to the crash site, and as he came upon it, he saw someone or something. He didn't know what it was, but it definitely wasn't human, and it was bleeding out next to what looked like wreckage. He walked over to it, and it began talking. I am the Green Lantern, known as Abensour, assigned to protect this sector by the Guardians of the Universe. What happened to you? Naruto asked. I was attacked by Atrocitus, leader of the Red Lanterns, Abensour responded. Okay, stay here. I'm gonna go and get help, Naruto quickly said, about to run off for help. However, Abensour stopped him. No, my time has come, but I sense a willpower unlike any other I have encountered before within you. Take this ring and become my successor, Naruto Uzumaki. Become a Green Lantern. And with that, Abensour had died from his injuries. Hey, you okay? Wake up, come on. What am I supposed to do with this thing? Naruto said to himself. Since it was a ring, Naruto decided to put it on, and that was when a power came over him. It transformed him into a Green Lantern, and with that, visions of a world that was at the center of the universe. The world where the Green Lanterns and the Guardians of the Universe resided, and he somehow knew where it was. Naruto then looked at himself in the reflection of the metal from the crashed ship, and saw he was wearing the same uniform as Abensour. He realized that he needed to go to this world, but but he couldn't leave now. He had just become a ninja. He had just been assigned to a team with 2 others and had his own sensei now. He couldn't just up and leave, but he felt the sense of duty when wearing this ring. Maybe this was his calling. Maybe there was more than just being a ninja. With this ring, he could help others and use it to become the greatest Hokage. With that, Naruto decided he would leave, but after, he buried Abensour, got some of his belongings, and left a note saying that he would be gone for a bit. He wasn't sure about that last part. They might see him as abandoning the village. Hopefully not, but he couldn't worry about that right now. After finishing those tasks, he looked down at the ring with all the gear he needed, and he began to fly away into the sky, which surprised him, but he felt as if it was natural. As he flew into the sky and into the atmosphere, he looked down at his home, and he realized that he might not see it for a while, but he was prepared for that. So, he took off into the stars, leaving behind Konoha for now, to head to the planet of the Green Lanterns. Thanks to the ring, Naruto knew where the planet Oa was, that was the name, and going at an absurd speed, and being sustained by the ring for all his necessities, he arrived within a couple of days. Eventually, Naruto arrived, and entered the atmosphere of Oa. What he saw amazed him. A city unlike any other he had ever seen, and green lanterns everywhere flying throughout the city. As Naruto began to fly towards the ground, out of nowhere a beam of green energy hit Naruto full force, sending him crashing into the ground. "Ah, what the hell?" Naruto said to himself. He looked up, and he saw a handful of lanterns. One looked like a birdman, another a squirrel, one a girl with elf ears, and another one that could only be described as a musclehead. "So, this is the replacement. I don't think so. This poser ain't shit compared to Abensour," Kilowog said. "Now, just a minute, Kilowog. The ring did choose him as the successor." Tomare, the birdman, spoke to calm his friend. "Maybe Tomare's right, Kilowog," Chip the squirrel said. The elf-eared girl then walked up to Naruto and helped him up. "Sorry about that. Kilowog's a bit of a hothead when it comes to new recruits, especially when they're replacing a good friend. By the way, my name's Arisa, and these 3 are Kilowog, Tomare, and Chip. Thanks for the hand. The name's Naruto Uzumaki." Naruto looked at Kilowog, who only glared. That was when another Green Lantern came flying down, and looked upon Naruto with interest. New lanterns are to meet with the Guardians when they first arrive. Who's he?" Naruto asked. "My name is Sinestro, Naruto Uzumaki," Sinestro answered. "Now if you will, follow me to the Guardians," Sinestro spoke. Naruto followed, and as he flew off, he looked at the 4 other lanterns, who looked neutral, except for Kilowog, who had a scowl. Okay, side note from the story, her name is not Arisa, it's Arisia. Now with that, back to the story. He continued looking and saw Arisia, who was smiling at him, and when Naruto looked at her, he couldn't help but smile back. As they flew, Sinestro began to speak. "So, the ring chose you as the replacement for Abensour. He was a close friend of mine, and was respected by all lanterns." Naruto responded. "So, I guess I have some big shoes to fill." The 2 continued to fly until they reached the lair of the Guardians, and as they flew to the ground and walked inside the chamber where the Guardians resided, Naruto couldn't help but look in awe. This place was astounding, and when he finally came face to face with these Guardians, Naruto couldn't help but to respect them, something he only felt with the 3rd Hokage. "Ah, young Naruto. Welcome to Oa," one of them spoke. "The ring has selected you to become the next Green Lantern of Sector 2814, another said. "For the next 3 years, you will train, and go on missions until you return to your homeworld, and patrol your sector, and report back when necessary," a 3rd said. Naruto looked at his power ring, and closed his eyes, and then looked back up. "I humbly accept this power ring, and become the next Green Lantern of my sector. With that, the Guardian said farewell to Naruto and Sinestro. But before Naruto left, he asked, "Oh, before I go, who are the Red Lanterns? And who is Atrocitus?" The Guardians looked shocked as to how he knew this, but they answered, "The Red Lanterns are another Lantern Corps who harness the power of rage, and the light of red, and Atrocitus is their leader." Naruto responded, "I'm asking because Atrocitus is the one who killed Aben'Sor." This shocked the Guardians even more, who responded to Naruto, "Thank you, young Naruto, for letting us know. Now off you go as we ponder what we should do." That was when Sinestro spoke up. "What we should do? We need to find that red devil and put an end to him permanently." The Guardians responded, "No, Sinestro, that is not what the Green Lanterns stand for. We are a symbol of peace, not a quota for revenge." With that, Sinestro stormed off, and Naruto bowed to the Guardians and followed Sinestro. With that, 3 years passed, and Naruto learned everything about the Green Lanterns, training and getting stronger with his power ring, and going on missions with other lanterns such as Sinestro and Kilowog, whom had now had some respect for him. And all the while, Naruto had grown much closer to Aricia, and her likewise to him. But the two decided to keep it on the down low and only let a few people know, or so they thought. I can't believe it's been 3 years since then. I wonder how the others in Konoha are doing. I wonder what they thought when I just left. I wonder if anyone even cared. That was when a voice within Naruto spoke. "What will they think when they discover what you hold within you, boy? One day I will be set free, and I will feast on the bones of everyone you care about." Kurama spoke. Yeah, you fox asshole. That's the 1000th time I've heard that. Yeah, sure, you may be locked inside of me, but you get to see the whole universe. Something you never could have done if you were free, even back home, Naruto responded. Kurama only growled with, "You have a point." That was when Aricia showed up and hugged Naruto from behind. "Hey there, my favorite Green Lantern. Want to skip training for today and go see our favorite stars?" "Yeah, and then be skinned alive by Kilowog?" "I don't think so," Naruto told her. In the 3 years since Naruto had become a Lantern, he had learned much about this Atrocitus and the Red Lanterns. He knew that if he ever came into contact with one, especially Atrocitus, he would give it his all in the honor of Aben'Sor, who he respected just as much as even the 4th Hokage. Naruto had seen many different worlds, forms of life, and civilizations, as well as his fair share of battles and enemies he had come across. But it was all worth it, because to be honest, he enjoyed being a Green Lantern more than he did a ninja. As a Lantern, people loved and respected him, but as a ninja back in Konoha, he was spat on like he was nothing. Why should he ever go back there? But he knew that he would have to. He did have some people he cared for back home, but Aricia, he felt a connection with her that he hadn't felt with anyone before. That this was what they called love. Then, he was madly in love with her. They walked to the training hall where they met Kilowog, but that was when they got an urgent call from the Guardians that said they needed lanterns on deck now. The Green Lanterns arrived at the Guardians' chamber and they wondered what was so urgent. The Guardians spoke up. "The Red Lanterns have struck. They've invaded a world where one of our most respected Lanterns' bodies peacefully resides. The planet Earth." This revelation shook Naruto to his very core. No, they couldn't have. They wouldn't. Aricia and a few others saw the staggering Naruto, and the Guardians began to speak. "Strike and end the Red Lantern threat once and for all. We are sending a strike force of our most capable Lanterns to stop them, and bring them to justice for their many crimes against the universe. Dead or alive." Naruto, still staggering from the information, spoke up. That's my homeworld. I'm going whether you like it or not." Naruto began to walk away, but the Guardian spoke up. "No, young Naruto, you are still new. This mission is too dangerous for you." Naruto stopped, and a rage bellowed inside of him. The rage he drew from Kurama. Kurama's chakra began to pour out, and Naruto's eyes became slit-like, and his teeth grew into fangs, and his nails grew longer. And he turned around and looked at the Guardians, and other lanterns which struck fear into their very souls. "If anyone hurts my village, I am going to rip the heart of those who do it harm. And if anyone is hurt, they will suffer a fate worse than death." The Guardians reluctantly agreed, but everyone was silent, as they knew there was something inside that lantern. Something dark. Something filled with rage. With that, Naruto walked away, and the Guardians created their strike team. Sinestro, Kilowog, Chip, Tomare, Aricia, and Naruto. But after everyone left, what no one noticed was when Naruto was under the influence of Kurama's chakra, his power ring turned from green to red, but back to green. With the strike force created, they were off to Earth. As they were flying through the depths of space, they all were wondering the same thing. Just what the hell was that back there with the Guardians and Naruto? He finally caved and told them his past, how he was treated, and the nine-tailed demon fox that was sealed inside of him. "Damn, kid, in here I thought I put you through hell," Kilowog told him. "They fear what they hold as resentment. Fear that ultimately turned against you. Fear is indeed a powerful thing," Sinestro spoke up. Aricia looked at Naruto and felt like she understood him more, and she couldn't even imagine the life Naruto had lived before he became a Green Lantern. That made her love him even more. After some time, they finally arrived on Earth, and they headed for the Land of Fire, and more accurately, Konoha. However, first, they made a pit stop, the grave of Abensour. They flew down to the grave and paid their respects. That was until they heard laughter. And then, they all dodged a beam of red energy. So, the Guardians sent 6 measly little Green Lanterns to stop the Red Lanterns. We may be few in number, but if you think you can stop us, think again. Dexstar, the house cat, a Red Lantern, spoke. "Well, if it isn't the feline furball himself, Dexstar," Chip spoke up. "I'd watch yourself, rodents, unless you want to be my next meal. On second thoughts, I'm a little hungry." Dexstar then flew towards Chip, and the two engaged in battle. Energy blasts and constructs, but Dexstar had the upper hand, and that was when Tomare jumped in to help, and together, the two put up an even fight against Dexstar. That was until a second Red Lantern showed up. Naruto looked at him and was shocked to see that it was a human. "Took you long enough, Rancor. Tear the rest to shreds, while I deal with these two," Dexstar ordered. Rancor smiled. "With pleasure, my cat companion." Rancor charged at Kilowog first, and Kilowog was barely able to hold his own, but that was when Sinestro, Aricia, and Naruto joined in. With 4-on-1, it wasn't really a fair fight, but Rancor still held his own. His power was so great, it was second only to Atrocitus. Every attack knocked one of the Green Lanterns back, while another charged forward, and so on and so forth, until 2 more Red Lanterns showed up. An angry-looking ball with sharp teeth named Zilius Zox, and a female-looking flying devil named Bleeze. The 6 Green Lanterns fighting saw this and realized they had to escape, or this would turn into a war zone. Sinestro created a smokescreen by using the dust from the leaves of the forest, and they managed to escape, leaving the 4 Red Lanterns at the gravesite of Abensour. The 6 Green Lanterns managed to find shelter near Konoha, and had to come up with a plan. Naruto spoke up. "That was a human. I thought the Red Lanterns had no humans among them." "We thought wrong, kid." "Perhaps not," Sinestro told them. "What do you mean?" Chip asked. Tomare responded to him. "What he means, Chip, is that Atrocitus came to Earth and is somehow turning humans into Red Lanterns, with that man named Rancor Euphor fought possibly being the first. Then that means we need to stop him as soon as possible, or else he's going to turn everyone in this world into his own personal rage-filled slave, Arisia chimed in. Coming from personal experience, humans are emotional beings. We can feel a lot of one emotion, and that drives us to be who we are, and that one emotion can define our entire lives. And Atrocitus is somehow managing to pull out their rage, turning them into Red Lanterns, Naruto spoke. Then the plan is we find Atrocitus, take out any Red Lanterns who may get in our way, and we put a stop to this, Sinestro told them. They all agreed on the plan, and they decided to get some sleep, and somehow they managed to get some sleep in the shelter. And that was when Naruto woke up at the crack of dawn, and decided that he needed to see what had changed. As he was sneaking out, he heard Sinestro's voice. Don't be gone too long, and make sure not to draw attention to yourself. You're not going to stop me? Naruto asked. If I were in the same position, I would do the same thing, Sinestro responded. With that, Naruto left. He decided to use the transformation jutsu to transform into someone else. Best not to let the villagers know he's back. So he transformed into a random man, and went about discovering how his home had changed. The first thing that he saw was the addition of a fifth face to the Hokage monument. It was someone that he didn't recognize, but looked to be a sage. He got this feeling that the only thing he could describe him as would be pervy sage. That was when Naruto thought for a moment that if there was a fifth Hokage, then that means the third Hokage either stepped down or he had died. Naruto began to realize that it may be the latter. He needed to know, so he went to the village cemetery. He looked around for a bit until he came across it. The grave of the third Hokage. His eyes began to tear up a bit. The old man was one of the only people in this entire village who showed him any kindness. And now, he was gone, replaced by someone he didn't even know. Naruto decided that he needed something he hadn't had in a while. He wanted some goddamn ramen. So he went to the one place that had the best ramen he ever had. Ichiraku ramen stand. He arrived, and as he took a seat, he remembered all the times he ate here, and a smile appeared on his face. That's when Teuchi, the ramen shop owner, asked what he wanted. Naruto answered with his favorite ramen, and once he got it, he started eating it, and it was a taste that he couldn't describe. That was when Naruto, still transformed, began to speak. It's been 3 years since I've been back here. Teuchi responded. Why'd you leave? I had a job to do, Naruto said. You know, it's also been 3 years since my favorite customer left. I wonder what happened to him, Teuchi said. Naruto shifted his eyes, but that was when his transformation jutsu failed, and he returned back to looking like himself. Teuchi saw this and was utterly shocked. Naruto? Teuchi questioned. Shit, he muttered. Without saying anything, Naruto bolted from Ichiraku and back to the hideout where the others were. Damn it, I've been so focused on my lantern training that I haven't even thought about my ninja training for so long. No wonder it failed, he thought to himself. As he was running, he heard a voice say, Naruto? And he recognized it as Iruka's voice. He stopped and turned around to where it was coming from, and there he was, Iruka sensei. My god, it really is you, he said. Naruto didn't know what to say. I can't believe you're back. It's been 3 years, Iruka told him. Naruto remained silent. He continued. Where have you been all this time? After you disappeared, the village searched for you, and after a while of not finding you, they labeled you as a missing ninja, or more accurately, a rogue ninja. But I could care less about that. I'm just so glad to see you. Naruto finally spoke. Sorry, Iruka-sensei. It's been a while. A lot's happened. And I'm sorry for leaving, but I had to go. I want to explain, and I will in due time. But right now, I can't. But it is good to see you, he told him. Iruka sighed. You've grown up, Naruto. You're not the kid you used to be, and I'm proud of you. Before Iruka could finish talking, he looked down to see a red sword through his chest, and it was ripped out, leaving Iruka to fall to the ground, bleeding out. No! Naruto screamed, and he ran over to Iruka, and looked up and saw the red lanterns. It was Rancor, Zillia Zox, and Bleeze. Rancor laughed. We found you, little Green Lantern. Now come with us, and we'll only take an arm. Naruto was enraged at this point. Iruka, injured, began to speak. Naruto, I'm glad I met you. I want you to promise me something. I want you to live your life, not hating the people of this village. They treated you like that out of fear. I know it's not fair, but please don't hate them for it. You're like the little brother I never had. Now live for your older brother, Naruto. With those final words, Iruka slipped into oblivion, closing his eyes for the final time. Naruto's eyes widened, and he began to feel a rage that would put even the Red Lanterns to shame. He started to unleash Kurama's chakra, and he unleashed his willpower, releasing his Green Lantern power after he put his ring on. Oh, he was going to fuck them up. Too bad I killed him, laughed Rancor. He launched at him with the green enhanced punch, which caught him off guard and sent him crashing into a building. He then attacked Zillia Zox and used a green bat to strike him into another building. Bleeze tried to come at him, but Naruto in his anger dodged and backhanded her into the ground. Prepare to die, you filth, Naruto yelled. And as he was about to strike, that was when Dexter appeared with someone who looked like a red demon. And Naruto realized that this must be Atrocitus. I'll kill every last one of you, he yelled. And he charged at Atrocitus. I think not, boy, Atrocitus said, as he stopped Naruto's enhanced green punch like it was nothing, and proceeded to gut punch him, and used both fists to send him crashing into the ground. This knocked Naruto out, and Atrocitus along with Dexter flew to the crater which Naruto had created and picked him up. That was when the Konoha villagers started to come out, wondering what all that noise was. Atrocitus used this to his advantage. People of this village, here is the one who has caused you so much strife. He has returned to continue his reign of terror on your village. But I, Atrocitus, and my Red Lanterns have come from the stars to help you in your time of need with this beast. I have come to take him away and lock him in a prison like the dog he is. With those words, the villagers cheered, realizing that Naruto had returned. But this man from the stars offered to take him away from them for good this time. Now, Red Lanterns, let us go. With that, Atrocitus with Dexter and the rest of the Red Lanterns who were attacked by Naruto flew off to their base. Time passed and Naruto had not returned, and Sinestro knew something was wrong, because he wouldn't have been gone for this long, and he realized he must have been captured. By this time, the other Green Lanterns awoke, and Sinestro told them they needed to rescue Naruto. With that, they decided to have Chip scout the village for anything irregular, and after a bit, Chip came back and told them of the destroyed buildings, along with one dead village resident. Sinestro put the pieces together and realized that someone who Naruto cared about must have been killed, and the Red Lanterns were responsible. He attacked them, but he lost and was captured. That goddamn fool couldn't wait for backup, Killua commented. What would you have done if you were in his shoes? Sinestro said to him. All that aside, let's go rescue our comrade, Sinestro spoke. They all agreed, and they readied themselves to face the Red Lanterns. Luckily, Naruto still had his ring on, so they could track him to the base of the Red Lanterns. Naruto awoke to his cell, bound in chains to the wall, with his ring missing. What the hell? Where am I? He questioned, looking around. You, boy, are in our temporary base, a voice said. Naruto recognized it as Atrocitus. You bastard! You and your rage monkeys killed Iruka-sensei. I'm gonna kill every last one of you, Naruto seethed. My. Now those aren't the words of a Green Lantern. Those sound like the words of a Red Lantern. Good. Use that anger to fuel the rage in your heart, Atrocitus said to him. I'll never be like you, Naruto responded. My boy, you're already on the verge of becoming a Red Lantern. You just need an extra push is all. The villagers have an immense rage towards you. I will use that to create an army of Red Lanterns. And then I'll kill the most precious beings in your life, which will push you over the edge. And you will turn into a Red Lantern. And you will become my personal weapon. With the Demon Fox inside you and an army of rage-filled Red Lanterns at my fingertips, I will attack the Guardians and wipe them out from existence. Atrocitus laughed while saying this. Naruto calmed down a bit and realized that if he got angry, that was just what Atrocitus would want. He needed to calm down, but how could he? Iruka-sensei was gone. But he remembered the last words Iruka spoke. He wouldn't want Naruto to be driven by rage and revenge, but by the willpower to stop this madman. As Naruto was thinking this, a loud explosion could be heard, and it was the Green Lanterns coming to rescue Naruto. They've arrived right on time, Atrocitus spoke. Red Lanterns, kill every last Green Lantern you see. Hearing those words from their leader, the Red Lanterns went into action. The Green Lanterns tracked Naruto's power ring to the forest outskirts, and an abandoned hideout. As they were about to enter, the Red Lanterns came out and started their battle with the Green Lanterns. Dexter, Bleez, Zillia Zox, and Rancor all appeared. The 5 Green Lanterns stopped. So, you've come to stop us, Sinestro said. No, we knew you were coming all along. Now prepare to die, you green scum, Dexter yelled. With that, Dexter charged at Chip. Zillia Zox charged towards Kilowog. Bleez charged towards Tomare, and Rancor charged towards Sinestro and Aricia, who had been worried sick all along. Sinestro noticed this, and told him to go after Naruto and that they would handle things here. Sinestro fended off an attack from Rancor, and then Aricia charged past them into the abandoned hideout. She heard the battle going on outside, and she began to look around, until she heard Naruto's voice. She followed the sound until she came across a cell and saw Naruto chained inside. She created a sword construct and cut through the bars and cut through Naruto's chains. Naruto looked at Aricia. No, what are you doing here? You can't be here, he'll hurt you. Who will, Naruto? She asked. I will, girl. Atrocitus spoke from behind her. Atrocitus grabbed her as she was about to cut the last chain and threw her into the wall behind them. Naruto, seeing this, began to freak out. No, don't hurt her, please, he yelled. But Atrocitus only laughed as he walked over to her. While this was going on, the battle outside could be heard raging on. Naruto knew his friends could handle themselves, but he wanted to help them so bad. He just needed to get free. This drive, this will to help his friends allowed him to break the last chain, and he stared Atrocitus down. What? How? No matter. I'll deal with you myself, boy, Atrocitus told him. Naruto closed his eyes, and he felt his power ring as he concentrated come flying towards him and onto his finger, and Naruto transformed into his Green Lantern self. You can't defeat me, boy, Atrocitus told him. Maybe not. That was when Naruto formed a hand sign and shouted, Shadow Clone Jutsu. He may have only learned this jutsu before he left, but he had spent time training it to the very max to create not just clones, but carbon copies of himself that were just as powerful as he was. He was combining the strength of the Green Lanterns and the Shinobi. This was the only Shinobi training that Naruto had done. It would finally come to use. Naruto created 2 copies, and the 3 stared down Atrocitus. "Come at me, boy," Atrocitus taunted. And that's exactly what they did. The 3 Green Lantern Narutos charged towards them and began simultaneously attacking Atrocitus in perfect sync. It was as if they were a perfect team. A punch here, a duck there, but Atrocitus was able to hold his own and keep up, and he was starting to push them back. He grabbed one of the Narutos by the neck and broke it, with the dead Naruto poofing out of existence. The 2 remaining Narutos continued the onslaught, until Atrocitus used his Blood of Rage to consume the other copy Naruto, killing it, making it poof out of existence as well. Naruto knew he couldn't stop, and he kept on the offensive, doing as best as he could, but Atrocitus was too much. That was until Arisia appeared behind him, releasing a beam of green energy on his back, which made him stagger back a bit. This angered Atrocitus, and he was about to shove his hand through her body, when Naruto jumped to take the attack, with Atrocitus' arm going through Naruto's right shoulder. Naruto coughed up blood and Arisia screamed, "No, Naruto!" Atrocitus removed his arm and threw Naruto back. Arisia charged forward, but Atrocitus grabbed her hand and repeatedly threw her on the ground and against the wall, until he picked her up and threw her outside the hideouts, which caused her to crash through the walls until she crashed outside, and out of Naruto's view. Atrocitus looked at Naruto and laughed as he walked outside to finish the job. Naruto struggled to get up. He knew he had no choice. He needed to end this threat, once and for all. He held his right shoulder, which was slowly healing, but was still wounded nonetheless. He struggled to get outside, and when he did, he saw the chaos unfolding. Sinestro was breathing hard, as was Rancor. The Red Lantern Zilius Zox had been killed, and Kilowog was fighting Dexter and Bleez. That's when Naruto saw the corpses of Chip and Tomar-Ray. Naruto looked over and saw Atrocitus holding Arisia by the neck. He looked in horror when he saw Atrocitus rip off her right arm and throw her against a tree. His remaining friends and the love of his life were on the verge of death, and even worse, 2 of his comrades were already gone. And here he was worrying about some little injury in his right shoulder. He was too weak to save them. He needed power. More power than he had ever had before. That's when Naruto started gaining tail after tail, and transforming into his tailed beast states, while using his Green Lantern powers, which were slowly turning from green to red and then back. Atrocitus smiled. This was exactly what he wanted. Just a bit more. That's when he ordered his remaining Red Lanterns to attack Naruto. Dexter flew towards Naruto, but he unleashed a devastating beam from his mouth, which was green and red mixed together. It wiped out Dexter, leaving nothing behind. Rancor and Bleez charged at Naruto, who jumped towards them. He used his right arm, or more accurately, claws, to cut Bleez in half. Rancor continued his charge when Naruto swiped out at him, but Rancor dodged it. But Naruto immediately charged a tailed beast bomb, and utterly annihilated Rancor, leaving nothing behind but the human Red Lantern. The injured and out-of-breath Sinestro and Kilowog watched in shock at the transformed Naruto. Atrocitus smiled. "Yes, become more angry, for I will control you." Atrocitus attempted to control Naruto, but he began to realize that he couldn't. Naruto grew more and more tails, until he reached 7. At this point, he looked more like the 9-tailed fox. Atrocitus attempted to concentrate, but to no avail. Naruto was only getting stronger. Naruto had reached 8 tails. Eventually, Atrocitus couldn't concentrate anymore, and his attempt failed. The Atrocitus failed? No, I cannot fail. I'm the one who will bring death to the Guardians. I am Atrocitus! With those final words, Naruto, who was on the verge of becoming the Nine-Tails, brought down his claws and crushed Atrocitus like he was nothing, ending the Red Lantern leader once and for all. The threat of the Red Lanterns was over, but now Naruto was at the point of no return. He was turning into the Nine-Tails, and he couldn't be stopped. At least that's what Kilowog and Sinestro thought, until they heard Arisia's voice. She was barely conscious, and holding her ripped off arm, or where it used to be, but she managed to realize what was happening. "But please, Naruto," she began. Stop this. Turn back to the Naruto I know and love. Naruto heard her voice, and he had stopped his rage but was still transformed. He growled, but she continued. If not for your soulmates, please, for your child, do it for your unborn child. With those words, Naruto seemed to understand and started to calm down. He began to regress back to his normal self, and the Nine-Tails chakra died down. Once he came back to his senses, he looked at Aricia. What did you say? I said, our unborn child, she told him. I'm gonna be, you're gonna be, we're gonna be parents. Our unborn child. Naruto cried tears of joy as he said this. He felt a happiness he couldn't even describe. He found the woman of his dreams, his soulmate, and now they were having a child. This was all he ever wanted, a family of his own. That was when Naruto realized the seriousness of her injuries. She was beaten badly and was bleeding out from missing an arm. Aricia! Naruto yelled as he ran over to her and began to treat her and try to stop the bleeding. Luckily, he was able to stop the bleeding, but she still needed medical attention. That was when Kilowog walked over. You know, kid, you're something else. But you're one hell of a Green Lantern. Naruto smiled, but then his thoughts turned towards his fallen comrades, Chip and Tomare. They fought and died like true Green Lanterns. They're heroes, Kilowog said. He continued. Now why don't we head back to Oa and report how the mission Kilowog was going to say more when all of a sudden a green energy beam pierced his chest. Kilowog coughed up blood and fell face forward. Naruto seeing this caught him, but it was too late. Kilowog was already gone. Naruto looked to see what happened, and that's when he saw Sinestro dissipate the green energy beam. Naruto was shocked. He couldn't believe his eyes. Sinestro had just killed Kilowog. Sinestro! What the hell? What the hell have you done? Naruto yelled. He was an annoyance that was dealt with. That is all, Sinestro responded. He continued. Atrocitus played his role, and I thank you for getting him out of the way. Naruto couldn't believe what he was hearing. You're going down, Sinestro, Naruto told him, as he tried to attack him, but he was too drained from his battle with Atrocitus. Now, I would kill you now, but I'll save that for a later time. I have somewhere to be right now. Ta-ta, Naruto, Uzumaki, Sinestro taunted him. You're not going anywhere, you bastard, Naruto yelled. You could come after me, or you could save your little girlfriend and the abomination inside her, Sinestro told him. Naruto didn't want to admit it, but Sinestro was right. Well, looks like you've made your choice. Sinestro began to fly off. Farewell for now, Naruto, Uzumaki. With those words, Sinestro flew off, leaving Naruto with an injured Aricia. That son of a bitch. Naruto gritted his teeth, but he couldn't worry about that right now, as he had to get Aricia medical attention. Aricia at this point had passed out, and Naruto picked her up in his arms. He walked out of the battlefield and had a face of despair. 3 of his comrades had been killed. One was a traitor, and the other, the love of his life, was on the verge of death. Naruto made it towards Konoha, and as he walked through the streets, he received glances from everyone. Some were of shock, others concerned for the girl, but some were of disdain. But Naruto didn't care what they thought, and he walked her to the Konoha hospital. As he arrived, he demanded she receive medical attention, and they obliged. A couple of days had passed, and Aricia was finally coming to with bandages where her arm used to be, and machines to see how their unborn child was. As Naruto and Aricia were in the hospital room, in walked a man Naruto recognized as the 5th face in the Hokage monument. This was the 5th Hokage. Well, Naruto. We have a lot of catching up to do. My name is Jiraiya, the Toad Sage, aka the 5th Hokage. We need to talk. Naruto realized that he should probably talk to the man, but after that, he needed to report what happened to the Guardians, and to Sinestro's betrayal. But for now, that could wait, because all he was worried about was his soulmates and his unborn child. Where to begin, Naruto said. However, off on a distant planet, Sinestro had finally completed it. A new power ring. He smiled. The time of the Green Lanterns is over. Now, the Yellow Lanterns shall rise. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the story. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know down in the comments below if you want to see a continuation with another full story, where we see Naruto, Aricia, and his kid, and we see the continuation of Sinestro and the Yellow Lanterns. But with that, I will see you all in the next video. Peace.
愛してる。